and brought it here to Grand Valley State University's charter office, primarily because it works. We see reading as really the gateway to all other content. If a student is reading proficiently, then other content areas are going to open up for them, as most other contents are reading based. So we see it's a vital importance to make sure that kids read well. If they do, then they're going to be successful in other academic areas. We put a number of resources into our reading program, and as soon as we bring a new school on, it's EBLI, our EBLI folks are there implementing reading. So very important to us.
My name is Wendy Miller, and I'm the reading supervisor for Grand Valley State University's Charter School Office.
I am Jill Weber, and I work for Grand Valley State University's Charter School Office. I'm a reading specialist there. What I do is provide professional development workshops for teachers at our schools and just help support them in every aspect in literacy.
With reading, writing, spelling, comprehension, any area that they need with literacy.
Really roll up my sleeves and get in there and do the dirty work of working side by side with the teachers and, working with students with literacy.
We've been using EBLI as a reading tool for probably 10 or 11 years. I first implemented an EBLI program when I was a high school principal. Then when I became a superintendent, we implemented it district-wide, and we have found great success using EBLI.
I was initially trained in EBLI back in 2007, so when I got hired to work with our GVS schools back in 2010, I knew that evidence-based literacy instruction was the answer for these schools, and I had been using it previously for about 3 to 4 years, and so that's kind of how the relationship formed, because I already knew Nora was out there and EBLI was out there, and I knew this was the answer to our schools. We have many students in our schools are struggling, and there's a big achievement gap with them, and I knew the best thing out there was EBLI.
And then I came on, and we now have become trainers in EBLI, and we have trained over 150 teachers now in EBLI.
I have to say I have my master's in reading. I worked as a kindergarten first grade teacher for about 8 years. I was a reading specialist for 4 years. And when I started off teaching, I thought I really understood how to teach reading. And until I was trained in EBLI, then I really knew how to teach reading. I was given a lot of programs, a lot of interventions, things to do, but they never really taught me how to teach reading. So I would get it, but I wouldn't understand what I was doing with it.
I am very passionate about EBLI. I have seen the impact firsthand with students and teachers and parents, because I'm a parent of a struggling reader, and I brought her to the EBLI Center, and my daughter was given the tools to help her be a better reader, a better speller.
EBLI allows you to have the terminology and the skills to be able to work with students, and it's not a lot of minutia in there trying to get in the way. It's just good interaction with students in order to help them be able to read. I have seen a difference in our MAP scores as far as schools who use EBLI and schools who don't use EBLI.
I saw a bulletin board in one of our schools that said spelling tests before EBLI and spelling tests after EBLI, and it was great because you saw lots of red marks on the spelling tests before EBLI and then 100% after EBLI. So that was really exciting in that aspect, because I've seen it at the classroom level, I've seen it with my own daughter's reading scores.
It's really going to be really interesting for next year for our schools, once again partnering with University of Michigan, really getting this really good empirical study done so that we can show that. We've seen their attitudes change, we've seen their excitement about learning, we've seen the teachers' excitement go up, we have seen our MAP scores grow, we've seen our DIBELS scores grow, but it'll be great to get it all down in one central location to be able to share it with the world. Once you walk out of here, you are a living, breathing EBLI person, and that you take that with you. So it can't not change your life, because it totally is who you are. You just become an EBLI person, and all the strategies just come out, and you use it every day. So I think that's the uniqueness. Other programs, you get the program, and you don't really become the program. You become EBLI, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Once you're trained in EBLI, it really does shift your way of thinking as an educator. Everything that I do as a teacher and as a teacher of teachers is based on EBLI and EBLI's thinking and EBLI's strategies. It really is a way of life. It is, it changes you as a person and as an educator.
So we believe strongly in the EBLI program because it works, and I have seen it for a number of years work in multiple settings.